You know, I love it when my guests, they come out and they tell me stories just before we're going to go on the air. And she just told me a story. She was starting a PR production company and, you know, doing all this PR. And her last name is Knott, so it was going to be Public Relations Knott. And she said, that sounded like a bad idea. That would have been but her last name is Sydney. Well, her first name is Sydney, and it's Knott, spelled with
Correct.
a K.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, but so that's quite a funny thing. So what did you change it to? Not so.
The PR group was my business for 40 years.
For 40 years. So you've done PR for 40 years.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have this company now, and it's funny because I know a little bit about it, and it's called Horses4Heroes Family Equestrian Center. This is very, very cool because I knew somebody in Westlake, around that area, also had horses for the young children.
Oh, very cool.
It was for the children that had, you know, whatever condition they had. Special needs, thank you.
Right.
Special needs children, because I can't explain every one of them. And they used to put these children on the horses, and it gave them that tranquility of life, and they kind of felt safe. So I love what you're doing. But yours is a center, equestrian center?
Well, we're a nonprofit. Horses4Heroes is a national nonprofit based right here in Las Vegas, and we have affiliates throughout the country. And our flagship of our nonprofit, our headquarters right here in Las Vegas, is called the Horses4Heroes Family Equestrian Center.
That's amazing, isn't it? And how long have you had this now as a foundation?
We launched the nonprofit in 2006. And
a long time.
And you know, we are not, as most people think, therapeutic riding. So the example that you're familiar with is not what we do. No. We are affordable horseback riding for those who put a uniform on every day and serve community and country. You know, horseback riding is expensive. It's very expensive.
I know it. I know what it costs to keep a horse.
Yes. So we thought that the people, the men and women, and the children whose parents put a uniform on, serve community and country, should get to ride a horse for far less than what it costs at a traditional riding stable.
Does this help them, and you know, in whatever they're in or whatever they're doing, does this help them sort of forget everything they're doing and just sort of get into the riding part of it?
It helps in a lot of ways. It helps in them be able to pursue a dream, a passion, whether it's playing the clarinet or riding a horse. These children get
two different things.
I know, but I played the clarinet and I rode horses. But whether you're whatever your passion is as a child, it's expensive. And so we don't want you to not ride a horse because it's too expensive.
But this is not for children.
It's for ages 2 to adult.
2 to adults.
So we are a family equestrian center where children can ride a horse, come to camp because of what their mother or father do for a living. Because they are out there taking the bullets and putting out the fires and taking care of us, their children. And so what happens is, it's interesting. First of all, the parents are happy because their children are getting to do something they enjoy.
Yes.
But you find, let's talk about our first responders. Think what a difficult job they have, just day to day. But think of all the missed holidays and the missed birthday parties and the missed occasions because of their job.
They don't have their family life.
Because they don't have their family. They've got to go put out a fire, or they've got to go work at the station house.
Yes.
So these children probably grow to resent mommy and daddy's job because they're always missing
on a holiday.
Or nurses who are taking care of everybody else's children. So we give it a different spin. Because my daddy's a firefighter, I get to ride a horse. So it takes that pressure off, so you don't feel so bad that you're disappointing your children.
Because you're taking something away from them by not having all the holidays and celebrating together, and you're giving them something else. So that's like an exchange deal.
It's an exchange, and it takes the pressure off both our service members. We've had people who are deployed, and they're missing out on these things. But when they talk to their children, it's, Daddy, 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 I got to ride Bo today, or I got to ride Chico today. So they don't feel so disappointed. They don't feel like they're letting their family down.
So since you started in 2006, this has become a very profitable thing for you, not money, regarding serving the people and the families.
Absolutely.
So you kind of gain that. Do you have fundraisers for this?
Yes, we do.
So you have fundraisers. Yes. Are you sponsored by the government at all for this?
Not a single bit.
Because I know a lot of these things you can be the government will give you the funding.
That would be nice.
But would be nice. But when you do take on government funding, there are certain rules you have to obey by, and certain things. Because I had a foundation at one time, but I wasn't government funded. I have funding coming in, and then I closed it down actually. But I know it's very hard to keep it going. So how did you get your volunteers from around?
We get our volunteers. We have donated horses, but the business model I look at is the YMCA. We think of ourselves as a YMCA with horses. So about 70% of our income we generate through camps, lessons, birthday parties, field trips, outings, squadron parties, people that use our center all the time, 6 days a week. A third of what we do is a third of our income comes from donations and sponsorships. Also, a third of what we do is free. Free workshops for veterans with post-traumatic stress, free horseback rides if they are a returning combat veteran. We have free workshops for victims of domestic abuse and violence. After the October 1st shooting here in Las Vegas, we reached out to several of those folks and said, let us help you. Let us help you get closure. Yes.
Take your mind off
this. Take your mind off it.
Go for a ride on the horse and sort of take your mind off what's going on and what's happening.
Very important.
And life is still going to continue, even though what happened was very tragic, and we all know that. But at the same time, these people that are sort of hurt, they need to get away and get their minds away from things.
They do. We work with recovering addicts. We work with at-risk youth and teens, foster children. And one of the magical things about horses, especially when we're talking about our veterans, is that we've heard it many times that especially our new veterans that are transitioning out or coming back.
They've been a couple of years or 2 years and they come back to
we're talking like
reality.
like the 30 to 40-year-olds in that age range. I've heard it many times that they feel judged.
Really?
That they feel that maybe they were in combat or they're feeling like people are judging them. Well, you know what? And I hate to say this, but it's true. They're judging themselves. Because when they walk down a street, no one knows who they are,
unless they've got the uniform on.
But they look in the mirror and they see something different looking back. When you go out with a horse does not judge you.
That's true. Well, I hope not. Well, sometimes some horses are sensitive, and they can try to throw you off their back.
They can try to throw you off. But for the most part, when you meet a horse for the first time, they are not. They're very instinctual, which is why they tried to throw you off your back.
That's right.
They're very instinctual. They're able to read you and determine the person that you are.
Well, animals do that, don't they?
They have
dogs, cats, they all do that.
They have to do that.
That's part of their survival,
That's part of their survival, to read a situation. So for a veteran to come out and engage with a horse and realize that regardless of what he has done, been, seen, or whatever, he's still the same person.
It's a completely different story.
Yeah, he's still the same person.
Yes.
And now we can help the transition. But if they can't get through that hump, that's where the difficulties
It's funny
arise.
how she's talking about the veterans, and I had another guest on, and also has a chamber here in Los Angeles, in Las Vegas, for the veterans, and how so many people are, and I've noticed it recently, especially in the last year, they're trying to help the veterans. And then we were all paying our attention to the veterans because they help us.
Sure.
I mean, they're the ones that take care of our country, they're the ones that fight out there, and what they see, we don't really know what it is, but we also know that they're seeing things that are very, very tragic.
Right.
And you can't get that out of your mind. So when you talk about the horses and they get on the back, and they can't think of any of that because they're on the back of a horse, and now they've got to think about being on this horse and the horse going.
Right.
So it takes them.
Well, they also have to think, because we can get into some more detail, but we call it the predator-prey relationship. Horses are prey animals.
Yes.
Okay, so we're predators to a horse. So it's important that when you're with a horse, you have to now be their battle buddy. You have to be their person that is going to watch their back.
Yes.
And so even though they're very large, very imposing, very scary sometimes, when you realize that this horse is depending on you for its survival,
its friend.
then you can come as a friend.
Yes, because that's the greatest thing is if you can. I happen to love all animals, and animals are very good to me because they probably sense that I really like them, and I really, there's no phony business about animals. I just love animals.
Absolutely.
Except birds, I'm not so keen on birds. I don't know why. But
Chickens,
birds,
yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know. They're sort of quickie. We've never quite got on.
But you're right. There's nothing phony about animals.
Nothing.
And for humans, we're all about the veneer.
Yes.
And there is none of that with animals.
Yes.
And
the animals don't know what they look like. They don't know who they are.
They don't judge you.
They want to eat all the time, so you're the one that has to help them not. So you help them as a human being, an animal. And you see so many of these animals that are left in homes and things, and in the cold, and they're skinny, and they've been. I mean, when you see this, and they have these ads on television. I mean, it's like, I have to turn it off because I can't bear to see these animals with this. Now, how can anybody reach out to you to help you of what you're doing?
Our website is Horses4Heroes.org with the number 4. You can email us from the website to volunteer. We do have affiliates throughout the country, so if you're in Omaha, for example, they would love to have your help in Omaha, San Diego, and Wisconsin. We have affiliates throughout the country, or you can email me directly through the website.
Why don't we email Sydney direct? Because if we email Sydney directly, I guarantee it'll work.
Yes, it will work.
So what's your email?
It's on the website.
It's on the website.
info@Horses4Heroes.org.
Okay.
You can also donate directly to us. Our fixed expenses here in the Las Vegas at our flagship run about $15,000 a month fixed.
$15,000 a month.
That's
so
a lot of hay.
You have to get in 15
every single month.
So how many horses do you have there?
I have 20 horses.
20 horses. That's amazing. So do you get a
we
lot
also
of horses
have goats.
donated?
I do.
You have goats?
We have goats, chickens, milk.
When I was a kid, I would milk these goats.
Yep.
Oh my God! They used to kick their legs up. They're a little feisty, aren't they?
We have a llama. We have a miniature steer. We have rabbits. We have a wonderful little barnyard.
And where is it?
We're off of Lone Mountain near Buffalo, right in the northwest.
In Buffalo. I don't know where that is. I know Buffalo. So you're in north.
We're in the northwest. So if you're visiting Las Vegas over the holidays, you can bring your kids out and see the other side of Las Vegas.
I think that would help. Sydney is amazing. When somebody donates so much of their time and so much of everything, efforts and everything, to help somebody else, because that's really what you're doing. But you're doing two things. She's not only helping all the animals, but you're also helping people as well.
The humans as well.
It's humans and the animals. So it's going hand in hand. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
You're a wonderful woman.
Thank
I
you.
can tell because I can look at her eyes. She's got the most gorgeous eyes. Very kind, very nice. Thank you, Sydney.
Thank you very much.
Woman. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon. Don't forget, go to YouTube and subscribe. Because if I don't say that, my producer's going to be a little bit upset with me. Because our subscriptions are really going up, so you really are paying attention. So if you want to give Vegas Live with Ninon a Christmas present or a New Year's present or just any present, subscribe. Thank you. We'll be right back.